We got India's first hydrogen train. A hydrogen train? Yo, you guys are moving different.
Listen to India's Minister for Railways talking about the new hydrogen fuel engine that's going to be a game changer for the railways. Hydrogen is a
I hope there's no collisions. Imagine two trains by accident, like one collides, like goes off rails with a high. That's a bomb.
efficient, it's versatile, and has low emissions. Let's listen to what he said.
बहुत अच्छी प्रोग्रेस है हाइड्रोजन ट्रेन अपने आप में एक बहुत ही कॉम्प्लेक्स टेक्नोलॉजी है और दुनिया की सबसे पावरफुल हाइड्रोजन ट्रेन 1200 हॉर्स पावर की वो बनाने का प्रकल्प हाथ में लिया है कंप्लीट डिज़ाइन होके उसका जो सिस्टम्स की पावर ट्रेन की जो कंप्लीट डिज़ाइन है उसका सिस्टम इंटीग्रेशन अभी चल रहा है बहुत जल्दी पटरी पे आएगी वो.
So let's try and understand about hydrogen fuel trains. There are very few countries in the world that have developed this technology, and India has developed now the most powerful engine, a hydrogen fuel engine of 1,200 horsepower. Coming up behind me are some details. It's the most powerful such engine in the world. That's what the railway minister has said. It uses indigenous technology, so that's good for our railways. We've been developing our own technology. It's good for Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India, and it's soon to be tested on the Jind-Sonipat route in Haryana. So we're going to see this train work out, and we'll know after that how it's going to help. Hydrogen is a very...
I know a lot of these trains are being built and like the infrastructure is being built out thoroughly within India. How cheap are some of these things?
very fuel efficient kind of fuel because first of all it's part of the green fuels that the world is going to be moving to, and it can be easily manufactured. India has a big hydrogen
Germany, France, and Sweden have already manufactured this. So India is the first. This is going to be the first one, but other countries already have hydrogen trains.
mission. India is planning to
Cheaper than the U.S. Dude, everything's cheaper than the U.S. Almost eggs. Eggs almost cost of $1 is 80 rupees. It literally eggs in some states cost 800 plus rupees for 12 eggs.
produce about 5 million
800 rupees for eggs?
tons of green
You could suck both my eggs and my sausage, for a matter of fact, for that one.
hydrogen utilized in many ways, even exported over time. So, and we are also hoping to have about 35 such trains in the near capacity. We know the capacity of this engine is 1,200 horsepower. It's quite a powerful engine, and others have capacities only of about 500 to 600 horsepower. So India is almost double of that, clearly double of that. Only Germany, France, Sweden, and China have manufactured such engines in the past. So India is the fifth country to do so. But before we bring you our next, before we bring in our guest into this program, let's try and understand what the railways is doing. Especially in colder climates, the railways has advanced a great deal. The Vande Bharat trains, for instance, are now moving into the Himalayan areas, into Kashmir. Let's see what kind of trains they have. Let's listen to the chief engineer of the Northern Railways.
Yo, look at this guy's glasses. This is like the freaking Indian Steve Harvey.
It is like other Vande Bharat trains only with some additional features that enable it to operate in that extreme cold weathers. It is having heating for the water tanks, the complete pipelines, then the saloon area, then the windshield. So all the critical equipments, all the critical items provided in this train are specifically designed for operation in extreme cold weather.
And we are privileged to have with us
So what I'm gathering is hydrogen works really well in the cold. Well, what about nuclear? I feel like nuclear energy would work well in the cold. And wouldn't it be like a more efficient energy? But then again, hydrogen's also super clean and super efficient. So which one's actually more efficient, hydrogen or nuclear?
Ms. Jaya Varma Sinha. She's the former chairperson of the
That's Twitter.
Railway Board. Thank you very much, ma'am, for being with us. When we look at, 1,200 horsepower engine of hydrogen, why is this going to be a game changer, and how is it going to be a game changer for the Indian Railways?
See, first of all, as you have already learned, that this is the one of the most powerful engines, hydrogen-powered engines in the world. So all over, there are 4 countries which have already mastered this technology, and but India has gone a stage ahead, and whereas
The internet says that hydrogen is producing renewable energy. It's cleaner at the point of use. However, the full life cycle of emissions of hydrogen can be significant if fossil fuels are used in the production. But with nuclear energy, there is no direct emissions. However, the waste remains still proved to be a significant challenge. So, to consider for the entire life cycle, hydrogen is a very clean energy if produced. Nuclear is clean, but as long as the waste management is geared towards the issue. So, interesting.
the power horsepower which is available in the rest of the world is
How will you cool nuclear on a train? Very fair.
roughly around 500 to 700 horsepower per engine, per power.
This is why I'm not in charge of infrastructure.
We are aiming to get 1200. And it will also make this train the longest train in the world, which runs on hydrogen, green hydrogen. So we will be having 10 coaches.
I see. That's wonderful. So we are planning to have about 35 these kind of trains in the near future. And by 2030, India has this, at least the Indian Railways has a net zero target. So how does this help?
So by 2030, you're looking to have zero emissions from the trains because they're going to be based off hydrogen?
In doing that, helping us
Or fueled, not based, fueled off of hydrogen, powered off of hydrogen?
reach that target.
As you are aware, green hydrogen is the greenest fuel that we have because it has no greenhouse gas emission, and the only byproduct of this fuel is water vapor. So there can be nothing which is greener and better than using green hydrogen. Of course, it has technological challenges, and that is why it is taking so long for the world to also adapt to it.
I also feel like there's already a lot of money in fossil fuels and petroleum and plastics and whatnot, so that that hydrogen and nuclear energy, how it's a cleaner energy, this like renewable energy, this nuisance of energy we're moving into the future, it's going to have to like go through this weird growth spurt where people need to learn how to like incentivize it and monetize it so that it can become mainstream.
And that is why India is hoping to be a pioneer in this field by developing an engine which is so powerful that it will be not only be useful for the railways, but it will be used for various other machines and even tugs in the ports, etc. Right. So that you enable the country to move towards a greener fuel economy.
So are there any changes necessary in the existing infrastructure to accommodate this kind of hydrogen fuel?
The biggest
absolutely they're
investment is in the static infrastructure.
From the building of them, from like sourcing the battery to the waste management of the batteries.
It's a very combustible and inflammable product. You have to ensure
also the strain on the infrastructure if it's not properly built out
and kept stored. And as well as
the
when you are
H2O
doing
train,
then you have to ensure all the safety norms. So the PSB, which controls the safety requirements for this, the Petroleum Ministry Board, they have cleared the infrastructure which is there in Jind, which is being prepared in Jind, and so that it is safe from every aspect.
Right.
So producing hydrogen, storing it, that is the infrastructure challenge.
So these trains will be able to run on the current tracks itself,
yes.
Is there any concern about, let's say, we've already now started moving Vande Bharat trains into the cold climates. We've seen that there's been adjustments made to those trains. Will these kind of trains be able to run there?
These trains will be able to run there, provided they have the same features which the Vande Bharat, which has been modified for running in cold climate, is there in these trains as well. As far as the fuel is concerned, there will be no concern.
Okay, we leave it there. Thank you very much, Ms. Jaya Verma.
So I'm a little kerfunkled. So what happens in the cold with normal trains? Do they just not operate? Because I've seen the Polar Express. The Polar Express, the train was running on top of the ice, and it wasn't made out of hydrogen. So what's the issue here? Why do we need the hydrogen train? Besides it being, greener, cleaner source of energy and just way cooler than a normal train. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, then please like the video, subscribe, and if you really like it, then share it with some of your friends. My goal here is to spread a positive message while sprinkling my 2 cents on big topics like American, Indian, and world geopolitics, and even small stuff like Twitch drama and online debacles. And if you want to see it live, come join me over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/ActuallyElrod. That's where I'm going to do all my reactions, and after the reactions, that's where we get down a game. And if you're like, hey, I have a video that I want this dude to sprinkle his 2 cents on, then come over on my Discord and let me know and join the community there. And while we're at it, I have to say thank you to everybody who has made that Discord just so poppin'. I never thought I'd have a Discord that's so flowing. It's really cool to see. Shout out to you, Bobby, Omni, Demon, all of you who have been in there who are just super active. Logie, you're the man. Logie is the one who's like modding and helping run the server, so thank you, Logie. Lastly, I challenge you. I have a challenge for you. Make somebody laugh today. We all know there's enough hate and vitriol in the world. If energy is contagious like the flu, then let's spread and get everyone contagious with our positive energy, right? Not negative energy, because there's so much of that. And if we could just be a small little change in someone's day, then you never know. Maybe that's the thing that starts shifting this world to a happier, healthier, just better place. And with all of that said and done, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.